Since its first known existence way back in 6000 BC, or its first known usage between the Native Americans in 1492, tobacco has come a long way. Tobacco has very good economic benefits, usage benefits, and it has evolved a long way since it was discovered back then. It has definitely changed the course of the world through its history, benefits, and evolution, and it all started with its discovery in ancient America, a day that essentially changed the course of human life forever. Its first usage was around 1 BC, but before 1492 there was no written history, so it's hard to tell. It was first discovered by the Mesoamericans. It was considered a gift at first, and many people used it as for medical reasons, or religious reasons, or even celebratory reasons. Back then it was normal for kids to use even. It was the first cash crop in America, besides corn and all that other stuff they traded back then. It was first grown by the American Indians, and then it was passed on to the Europeans once Christopher Columbus reached America. It was a very quick rising thing since its discovery. By 1630, there was over 1.5 million pounds of tobacco being exported to different countries each year. As it grew into a more popular thing, more servants were needed to cultivate it as it was grown way in bigger areas. Gold and silver were becoming more scarce and couldn't be used as a trade tactic anymore, so as tobacco became more popular, it was used more as a readily available trade item. The desire for tobacco grew around the surrounding colonies, and the need for supplies grew around the places that tobacco was growing. So it was an even trade, and it was always readily available, and they didn't have to worry about a shortage of it. After so many years of growing it too much, the soil and the grounds became too old and it was no longer arable, so they ran into problems growing it. And they could also sell it for straight up money. Since then, tobacco has evolved into a daily habit. Many chemicals have been added to this over time. It has become a $35 billion business in America today. The different forms of it have turned into whether you want to chew it, smoke it, you can snort it, vape it. There's a bunch of different ways now. As it was usually socially acceptable back then, today it is looked upon as bad and it has a very negative reputation. It kills 480,000 people annually, and over 20% of Americans use it. As time went on, laws were established in states that stated you needed to be at least 18 years old to buy it because of the growing problems that they had with it. The government has taken its full advantage of it and has taxed it heavily and is making as much money as they can on it. It has turned into more of a habit and not occasional. The history of tobacco has been around for a while and was a very helpful and useful thing to begin with. Since then, it has evolved. It has and that's why tobacco is important. Its history is very important to our economy today. Oh my god, I drew a big blank there, I'm sorry.